Today, I will be just giving you an insight of how our lifestyles can affect the environment in general and also in particular how it is also going to hamper our health in particular. So today, in fact, all our lifestyles are tending towards the use of excess resources which are known to us, natural resources as well as the unnatural resources are the industrial resources which we are actually producing through certain reactions or chemicals. For instance, we are happy to say that we are still, as in India, we are still having natural resources bounty, but we are spoiling them because of our day-to-day activities, essentially the lifestyle, because of the changing of lifestyle. For instance, I'll just go and try to present today the information in the form of a PPT. Kindly bear with me. I may just take 40 minutes and we'll full screen. I'm just okay. In the beginning, let us just define these three terms because these are essential if you are to be an environmentalist per se. Because ecology is the study of an organism in relation to its surrounding environment. Now we'll come to the definition of environment. So once again, I just define that the ecology is nothing but study of an organism in relation to its environment. Then what is environment? What environment? Everybody knows about it, but still the definition is different in the sense that the environment consists of abiotic and biotic parameters which surround an organism. That means these things will control the organism in its development. In fact, the energy and other things will be taken by an organism from the environment. It will grow, then develop, and also give its offspring. So environment is such an important one because an organism dwells in it and also begets the offspring which will be further, they will be living in the same environment. Now comes to the pollution. Because of the interaction of the human or anthropogenic activities, a lot of pollutants that generate will come into the environment. If you just go back to the 50,000 years back, what is environment? Environment is a natural thing with the plants, animals. But now we have developed or invented different types of industries which started using the natural resources and release certain types of residues into the environment, causing the pollution. For instance, if I am burning coal, it means that it will be carbon dioxide or sulfur, which are inherently present in it, will burn with the help of oxygen and come out as sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide. Don't think that the carbon dioxide is not present in the environment. Carbon dioxide is present at the 0.03% in the environment, whereas oxygen is 21% and nitrogen is 78%. But all said and done, the increase in the carbon dioxide levels in the environment because of your activities like burning of the fossil fuels or the fuels will result in the excess release of carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, which turns into carbon dioxide because of its what you call the oxidation. So all these phenomena you all know, but what is then pollution? Pollution is nothing but any excess or material or the gases which are extraneous in the environment, which are released into the environment, which disturbs the ecological balance. This is very, very important, ecological balance. Already we are in the balance in the sense that the environment has got certain types of gases which will be in tune or which are very good congenial for the animals or the living beings. But now because of our activities, different types of gases are being released into the environment which crosses its limits or which are in excess in the limit and which will be causing the different types of disturbances to the environment. That means whatever balance that is existing in the environment will be disturbed or the balance will be completely changed. That causes the damage to the people or living beings or even to the structure. For instance, if I am using or releasing sulfur dioxide in excess because of fossil fuels or because of the industrial effluent, industrial gaseous effluent, it will be deposited on the different types of structure and cause the damage to the structure. There is a very good example is being given that the Taj Mahal is being tarnished because of the sulfur dioxide deposits or the black type of thing, which is calcium sulfate, which is deposited in the marble structures. Marble is calcium basically, so this sulfate is deposited on that, causing tarnishing of Taj Mahal. So there are different types of activities will be there in the environment because of the different types of substances that are present. Now we'll just see, as already said, what is this global challenges or our GT, the different types of things which are coming as a top 10 challenges in a new millennium or the now presently. That is the sustainable goals which we have already come out of these things. For instance, energy. Now we are saying that the energy is being harnessed from the fossil fuels, etc. Now we are shifting to the non-conventional energy sources like available natural sources of solar energy and wind power, etc., etc. And also we are exploring whether we can use the biogas totally depending on the gas generation. But lot of different types of technological advancements are being taken up to harness the energy. Nowadays, I don't know whether you people are aware of the fact that the solar panels are also made into just like sheets and they are spread over the surface of these type of building or on the wall, so that the energy is harnessed. Energy is harnessed in the by the people. But now coming to the next one is the water, and water is a very essential thing for our sustenance or for our living. For instance, we require at least 5 liters of water, and as per the Indian standards, it is 135 liters per day, and consumption of water is normally calculated. And the food, for instance, unless until we have the healthy food, and food which is not adulterated will not be sustaining in the environment. I'll just go through later on different types of things which are going to be important to us. Of course, the poverty is a social problem which is existing in our India for long periods, but now it is being addressed, and the people who are in the poverty, they are being elevated to the middle class, so that all the facilities and the healthy environment is created for them. Then terrorism it is not in our control, and it is happening here and there in the world, and it is causing a lot of damage. Already the structures which are being built are being completely destroyed and resulting in release of different types of gases, then also the particulates, etc., etc. Then this is a very important thing, because health is connected with this type of diseases. So recently, 2 years, 3 years back, we are all experienced about the COVID, where the virus is spread by, I don't name any country, but the virus which is spread into the environment has the characteristic of, in fact, spreading in the environment without any boundaries. Even the different types of countries, it has spread, and it has taken the toll of people who are completely innocent people, and they have died because of this type of virus that is spread. Then education is the one which will be helping us to follow certain types of norms, or rather follow certain types of ethics. But nowadays, the education is not teaching this type of ethics, which will be turning, that will be giving an insight of how we can protect our environment as it is, or how we can restrain or restore the environmental damages that are being caused. Then coming to the democracy, we are enjoying our freedom and democracy, but Are we actually following certain types of norms that are to be followed in the democracy? For instance, I see many a times that the roads which are one-way traffic, people will come, the educated people come against us, or rather in the wrong way. Are we going to teach them, everyone to catch them and teach them? No. At least they should follow. The youngsters should learn how to behave in the society or when they come into the society. Of course, we have the democracy, we can do, but not at the cost of others' democracy. Coming to the population, of course, we are reaching the high level of population because we don't follow certain types of norms here. But earlier there were so many projects and so many programs that tried to restrict our population. But I am happy to say that the youngest lot is 40 to 50% in India, which is a very critical one, and a lot of strength and energy we have in our population. Coming to that, how we can distinguish the nature and how the nurture takes place. For instance, in the nature, we use a lot of genetically we can transmit or get our intelligence, personality, and different types of things through the DNA. People behave and think because they are taught to do so. Because the DNA also gives you certain types of traits which will be giving you some insight of how to behave. But various environmental factors to which an individual is exposed from conception to death is physical environment. That is, we learn different types of things from the environment, like peer pressure, family, friends, neighbors, media, then school, bringing up by school. So we learn certain types of, we try to get certain types of habits which are not natural to our what you call body. So here we can say that the Wellington Bismarck has said that the healthy body and sound sleep are very, very necessary for the people, and Mother Nature gives us fresh air, nutritious food, clean rivers, waterfalls, and water. But whatever we are doing, we are just adulterating them or contaminating them with different types of your discoveries which are being released without any treatment. And what we are doing is we are changing the quality of the different types of natural resources. Coming to the present society, seeks fulfillment in amusement parks or high-tech gadgets and do not care to pressure for quality of nature of natural resources. So here, I would just like to stress that what is your body like? Why you should be careful? And you can see that everybody should be able to understand your body's constitution. It is a biochemical machine which takes certain types of, externally also it can be influenced by different types of things. Because you breathe around 23,000 times a day. That means air is very, very important. The air contains different types of pollutants. Automatically it goes into your lungs and it is going to spoil your lungs and health also. And you see that your brain requires at least 20% of oxygen. But how much of oxygen is required for the brain or your body? It is around 16 kgs of oxygen is required per day. That means you should be exposed to air which has got at least 20% of oxygen. Whereas we are just moving on the roads and other things where it has got high particulate matter which goes into your body just like 2.5 micron size, which cannot be filtered by your nostril. Whereas you have 10 micron size. Though the standards are prescribed, but how about the environment in which you are actually dwelling in? So you have to find out, you have to just see what is the air quality index in your region and where you are living. Unless until you take care of this or find out for yourself, you cannot be sure about your good health. Here you can see that normal kidneys contain 2 million tiny blood filters, filter 2 liters per 200 liters per day of blood. So every day, whatever you are eating, it goes into the blood, and blood, it is having different types of materials, or the pollutants, or the pesticides, which go into your body. The kidneys are being strained because they have to filter the blood, and they should remove these type of substances from your body and send it through your urine. So next one, you can see that though there are several types of standards fixed in the environment and the air quality, Are we having the same quality is being maintained? But nobody knows, because everybody, sometimes people will be working in the industries which have got occupational hazard, and people who are living in the, going on the road, or people who are selling certain things on the road, they are exposed to constantly to high levels of pollutants, though the prescribed limits are given, always they exceed and they are exposed to that. So what we have to go for is sustainable society. This sustainable society will achieve only through social health, how the health, people of the health are being maintained, then strong economy. The people should be strong in economy, they should learn, they should have potentiality of living comfortably, then flourishing environment. Here is the role of the people they have to look after the environment, protect themselves for the different types of things. Here you can see environmental things, protect the natural resources, environmental management, pollution prevention, all these things cover the environmental things. Are we going to do these type of things? No, because many times our activities and our carelessness spoils the environment. So here, how we can achieve the economic highness is energy efficiency, then subsidies, incentives for the natural resources. If you are using the natural resources, we should get the incentives. Then economic profit, cost savings, economic growth, etc. Then social standards, living, educated, people should be educated, their community should be protected, and equal opportunities. Everybody, the human being who comes onto the earth should have an equal opportunity. That is the crux of it. Unless until these things are being protected, of course, social environment and justice should be given, local and locally and globally. All these things unitedly give us a sustainability. So if you want to achieve sustainability, you have to look after the environment, then economic, and also social environment surrounding you. Unless until these things are being protected or looked after or maintained to the suitability of the people, you cannot achieve the sustainability. So what is sustainability? Sustainability is meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to uh, meet their own needs. So the Brundtland has defined this as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations. So you should not be greedy enough. You are just taking away all the resources which are not being kept for the future generation. So unless until you think of the how we can protect or we can preserve these type of resources, you cannot achieve that. So now we are just coming to the lifestyle. How the lifestyles were there earlier, now how they have been modified or changed is the question. Now you can see I just put certain thoughts which came to my mind. You can see that earlier we used to consume the water naturally from the lakes, rivers, and tanks, and even in the stations, whatever the supplied water is there, we used to drink. Now everywhere the water is, we are not sure whether the water can give us good health or not. That's why we are suspicious, because people already spoil the water which is naturally available. We cannot even drink the groundwater because the percolations that are happening now are also spoiling the groundwater. For instance, I can just tell you that in 24 Varganas areas, there is nickel, which is high in concentration, which is actually carcinogenic in nature, and that is causing cancers in that region now. Like that, we are having different types of quality of water in different areas. Now, what we are doing now is we are using the RO system, bottled plastic bottles, water, packaged water we are drinking, and resulting in the waste production and solid waste. And how about this food? Whatever food we are receiving are you sure that it is not having any adulteration, or is it nutritious? I know many of us now are exposed to different types of chemicals like carbon disulfide, which is being used to fruits for ripening of the fruits. They give you yellow color, which we think that is ripened, but still it is not ripened, and which we eat the peeling, which peels, which will have the outer covering will have different types of chemicals, pesticides, which go without noticing. For instance, grapes. To preserve the grapes, the people spray a lot of the pesticides onto it so that it will not putrefy. But what we are doing is sometimes we will not wash them. We'll just eat directly into our body. Will receive these type of pesticides which are sprayed on them, and we get different types of cancer, because once the pesticides go, which are highly chemical in nature, organic in nature, will blend with our tissues, which will be causing or triggering the oncogenes which are present in our body. For instance, the mobility. We are now depending, earlier we used to go by bicycle or slow moving vehicles, which causes less pollution. Now we are just dependent upon the fuel burn, different types of gadgets like two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, whatnot, and you go in speed, accidents take place. In addition, the pollutants are released into the environment. Then coming to the communication. Earlier, communication, person to person, people used to go to their homes, talk to them on land phones. It's not, they used to talk by the land phones or through the communication by writing letters, which are peaceful. That is peaceful. But now the changing generation has now brought in the electronic mobile phones, which causes the radiation. My dear friends, whoever is using the phones and high specifications will cause more radiation. That means if it is the phone is in a high the highly developed or 5G, 6G, whatever you are talking about, the generations, the coming generations of the phone will release more radiation. When I measured the radiation of different types of phones, I found that they are exceeding in nature, and also if you are talking to them in long duration, definitely you are going to have your brain affected, and it interferes with the signals that are generated in your body, and it will be changing or causing different types of diseases. So we lost our personal touch with the people. Then solid waste. Once these type of phones are being outdated, you are just throwing them into the environment or throwing them, or unless until you recycle them, it will not be environmental friendly. Okay, entertainment and culture meets, community gatherings, social events were the order of the day earlier. People used to come, meet together, exchange views, and the social gatherings used to bring a lot of energy into the people. Now, what is happening now is the youngsters, especially, they are going into the pubs, garden parties, going to the parties, and social meetings totally they avoid, and noise pollution. I just see that around 2,000 kilowatts of energy is being sent through the different types of gadgets in the pubs and in the meetings or even the dance parties. High resolution of sound will cause the noise pollution. My dear friends, let me just tell you, after the microbial diseases, the noise is the second largest disease causing type of thing which we have in the environment. So it is said that the noise will impact with our physiology, psychologically, physically, mentally, and it is going to cause or disturb our mind very unexpectedly high rate of disturbance will be there. Then play fields. Earlier, the children used to go play in and around, or social gatherings used to be there. Children used to come together, and now what is happening now is games are confined to the indoors, and telegames. They will not play in virtual. They will play virtually, not in reality. So the exercises and other types of things are also not there to the children, which is causing the health issues. Finally, they will be just joining the fitness centers, which are confined, and also in the closed environment, which will be more dangerous, because it is not in the open field like in the indoor games, but it is in the closed environment, which will be having the indoor pollution also. That is, radars and other things are released in the indoor pollution, which will be also increasing the hazard to the people who are actually exercising. I know recently also made a call that so many people just collapsed in the fitness centers because the environment is not congenial and conducive for the people who are doing exercise. Then coming to the earlier system, the combined families, grandparents used to have some 4 to 5 siblings. Lot of activities to be there. A family gathering is a very good place for actually exchange your traditions, etc. But now, excuse me, small families are related, and nuclear families, only one son or one sibling, and the nobody to talk to them, nobody to exchange. Rarely the people will move move into the families, and they will not be able to actually converse and also exchange the views. The traditional culture transferred in families, handicrafts, etc. The cultures and the arts, etc., they used to transfer from one family to other family. At least in their own family, they used to do. Let it be a sculpturing, or let it be a painting, let it be a what you call weaving. All these things are transferred from one family to the same family into the lineage, as a lineage. But now the traditions, arts, crafts are reduced, and the people who are actually dependent on this type of traditional art, they have now reduced to pieces. They are never. Now, just would like to say that the youngsters should understand, we require, it is estimated that around 0.399 hectares of land is required. Land is required for sustenance. For what? For development, for your food, etc., etc. Whatever we are producing, the rice and other things, they require, for instance, for rice, it requires around 2,000 liters per 1 kg of rice. For wheat, it is 600 liters per kg of wheat. And to raise 1 kg of meat, it requires 25,000 liters of water. An animal requires, or in its lifetime, it requires 25,000 liters of water. So just imagine, if you are just wasting 1 mouthful of food or rice, it is equivalent to around 100 to 200 liters of water. So, my dear friends, let me just tell you that if you are confining to what you want to eat, you will not be wasting the food. Of course, in general, some what you call mirchi and other things maybe you may be leaving them, but rice and other types of essential food, if you are leaving, you are doing a crime to the nature. Because please do not waste the food and do not waste the water. You can just see the agglomeration, the urban agglomeration, what it is giving to you. After all, we are building and living and concrete structures we are developing, and this is the Visakhapatnam. I just want to show you the Visakhapatnam area where the tall raised building. What happens here is the sunlight, the radiation will re-radiate because it will not allow the radiation to go up. Only a percentage of 10 to 20% of radiation will go to the atmosphere. Rather, most of it will be recirculating it, causing the urban heat island effect. This urban heat island effect, not only the sun causes the temperature, but local conditions also cause this thing, what you call heat. So, if you are living in this type of environment, what is the resultant? Resultant is, you can see that you will be having different types of what you call diseases. Even the heat which is transferred from place to place, or for your energy, it will be causing different types of diseases, heat diseases. Why this type of things is happening here is, you can see in the rural areas, the radiation will go directly to the atmosphere after absorption by the plants and isolated houses. Whereas here, because of the high-rise buildings, at least 3 to 10 degrees, it will be hotter in the downtown area or in the area where the lot of constructions are there. I just, time is running short, so I'll just quickly go through because we will be understanding the phenomena here. Whereas it's a closed system wherein we have the ozone layer which will be reflecting, and the hot air will be covered by the cold layer, and it will be retained here, the heat will be retained here, because carbon dioxide or the greenhouse gases will retain the heat here, whereas here the carbon dioxide is absorbed by the plant and it will be going to the atmosphere after absorption. Whereas even different types of constructions in the urban area itself will be leading to different types of what you call pollutants. Even they may contaminate the water, etc. Because roads, surface runoff will go. The surface runoff will be having different types of chemicals which will be going deep into the layers, causing the aquifer some sort of pollution, which will be, if it is taken in the downstream area through the well, it will also have the different types. Not only that, you can see that the waste, solid waste which we dispose of are just left into the environment. When you leave, almost all the animals and the human beings who are there, they will be consuming that, and most of these animals are affected because of consumption of this type of plastic, which they think that either paper or some sort of organic substance. You can see here, not many things happen in their own environment, and the people who go around as a picker, garbage picker, they will be exposed to different types of diseases, because sometimes something may poke, or they may have, of course, this fellow has got a some protection like boots, but he doesn't have the gloves in the hand. So sometimes he has something to the mask, but I can show you that even the birds who are there, they may be exposed to different types of substances which are manufactured, which are chemical in nature. You can see that the coastal area is also how it is being spread, and you can see here a small girl, she went as a rag picker, and she may get some sort of diseases which are maybe carcinogenic in nature, and some people who eat this type of animals may be exposed to different types of organisms, even the parasitic diseases, and when they eat it. Of course, we have the habit of burning almost all solid waste, which will be different solid waste will be here in the environment, and when you burn, the dioxins are released into the environment. As I told you, you will be breathing around 23,000 times a day. That means almost all these type of substances, if you are around, will be taken by you or breathed by you. These different types of pesticides, chemicals, and lead, which are released because of our activities, will be there. So what we have to do is the solid waste has to be completely confined. Of course, sanitary landfill was the earlier one. Engineered landfills, you can see that they can, leaving certain types of gaseous pipes, which will be gases will be released, and this is how the HDPE lining can protect the groundwater from leachage, and the engineered landfill is now in. And now after landfills are there, then capping is done, and reclaimed landfills can be made into a large part. Then what nowadays we are using this type of different types of colors. I don't know how the quality of the color is assessed by an individual. You cannot assess. So what the people use are not the prescribed colors which are consumable. So they will be just using the colors to give a sweet, orange color, or idol making, like Ganesh Chaturthi, we see that the idol making, different types of colors are being used for different types of activities, like printing, like sweets. They look attractive, orange colored, jalebi and all these type of things. They add not the usual prescribed color or standard color. They will be using different types of colors in the in the market area, where there will be cheaper sweets are being manufactured. So here, what do they have? The blue color will be having copper sulfate, deep blue color, the calcium chloride, the blue color, carbol chloride, then deep magenta, the carbol chloride, hexahydrate. So different types of colors are being manufactured, are given to a color because of the different types of chemicals that are there. Here you can see the copper chloride will be blue-green in color. We use these type of colors for different activities like different types of activities like the holy, different functions, etc., etc. What they do is they will be turbiding or they will cause the turbidity in the water because once it is used, it will go into the system and drain and into the natural water system. So they cause different types of what you call hazards to the organisms that are living in that. The toxic metals cause skin allergies, the possible intake of carcinogen compounds during the immersion, and they may lead to cancer. And they also go into the food chain. So what you have to do is you have to limit yourself. Don't use this type of color. Don't eat the foods which are there on the roadside. Knowing everything, people will go and buy them and get the diseases or the carcinogenic type of diseases which are not known to them earlier. And another thing is you should form as groups which to serve the society. Like Fatina, a lady, after serving the UN, etc., she moved to a remote place producing the water, Komodo water. It is called Komodo water, and she is giving good health to people by supplying the water which is treated and which is good. Because earlier the people used to drink almost all the dirty water and the hazardous water or contaminated water. But now she has developed that with the help of UN, and she has given help to the many people there. That you can see here in Malaysia, solar power is used to pump the water, and the youngsters, they are taking lead to give the rural areas a lift in the life by providing a healthy type of atmosphere as well as things by using the non-conventional energy sources. If we can empower organizations to have a positive impact on biodiversity as opposed to just minimizing negative impact, that's our guiding star. So people should start learning. People should start helping the people or community. So here the people started giving the information how the quality of the soil will help to raise the different types of plants. So people started working. In fact, we also work in different types of villages, talking to the people and learning their experiences, learning their problems, how we can help them by giving the solutions. It is with the fishermen, what are the problems, how we can best they can avoid, and how they can community services can be done during the relief camps. My dear friends who are here, please participate in the community programs. You learn more than going to the through the laboratories. You learn how the best we can serve. For instance, here we go there and say that why don't you stay in queue? Of course, next vehicle will be coming. If the water is over, they will supply. Here the people will fight unnecessarily, go for the competitions to get the a bucket full of water. How now I don't know whether you have learned that lessons in while the COVID during the COVID that you have to wash your hands, eat your food, and avoid alcohol. And whenever you are having the cough and other things, sneezing, you have to wash your hands as well as you cover your face because one sneeze will release around 1 lakh of droplets into the atmosphere, which may have even the bacteria, virus, etc. So you are causing diseases to others. My dear friends, let me just tell you that the vulnerable population is the children as well as the aged people. So you should take care of the aged people. If you are around, please take care that having a mask or avoid being close to them when you are having certain illness. If you are illness, please avoid going into the work and take rest so that it will be helping others. How best we can do this, youngsters can do is one thing, one by one. I can just see here. If you car, please cool your car, or do that, you walk, at least take a walk. Recently when I was with the doctor, he said walking is the best exercise. Even playing and other things also help you, but walk. At least you need not spend any money. You have to take a walk or take a bike so that the body will be rejuvenated every time. Whenever you are going, please take a public transport. Avoid cars using because it will be releasing a lot of environment. If you are having clothes and other things, washing. Now we are putting this dryer or washing machine, having a dryer, but it will not help us. Please let us go for the less power usage so that it will be saving carbon dioxide being released into the environment. And here, go for the vegetarianism, which will be helpful and it will be less energy will be used and you will be saving a lot of natural resources. And you can see that you will be strong enough if you are eating. You can see here, less meat, more plant or vegan. Be vegan. In what we say that all over the world must dedicate ourselves to the protection of environment and wise management of our life-sustaining environment. This is given by Indira Gandhi, who said that if you want to sustain in the environment, you have to use judiciously the natural resources. And even Mahatma Gandhi, long back, he said that use the natural resources for your need, but not for your greed. Please do not excavate, do not take away all the resources. If you protect your progeny, automatically the environment is protected through your activities. My dear friends, please learn to protect the environment. If not, we will be going back to the past generation and it will be a retrogressive development in the future. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to talk to you all. I don't know whether it has sufficed you or not. It is a short period I have to talk to you. And this is my address. You can contact me or you can give me an email, which through that also I can answer your queries. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your elaborative presentation to all our students. It's really, at least some of the issues you have risen will certainly be useful in our daily life to implement. And if we sincerely implement the same, that will be changing a lot in our premises. At least in our surroundings, we can safeguard to a certain level as per the guidelines given in your presentation. Sir, thank you so much for your comparative research of the things which are there on stage now. And thank you so much. And I request any student, if you have any query with regard to the presentation, if you want to ask anything to the Honorable Professor Sir, you can raise your hand so that you can ask. Yes, Shweta Nair.
Namaskaram, sir.
Namaskaram.
My name is Shweta and I am a final year LLB student, also a student of IGNOU University doing my patent practice.
Excellent.
So, thank you. So, sir, I am also somebody who supports these environmental issues that it needs to be solved. I strongly believe in it because I also have a child who's 11-year-old. So the thing is, so basically what I felt looking at other countries and our country, one of the main reasons for this environmental pollution is our fundamental rights. We can take it to court, but if we don't follow our fundamental duties, there is nobody to penalize us. And it is well mentioned in our constitution, in our fundamental duties, that it is important that we respect the lake, water, the environment, other people's lives, everything. But then there are no, IPC or, CRPC, which says that if you do not follow it, if you pollute a lake, you will be taken to court. It is completely under the discretion of the state to make such rules. So I feel once these are implemented in the right way, where there is strongly, you will have to pay a fine or you will be jailed for doing this, then I think we can make our environment better. We can bring down the way how people treat our country in such a way that only inside our home we need to keep it clean. Outside, it doesn't matter, however dirty it is. It is not my prerogative. That attitude should be changed, that civic sense from childhood. So, if it's being taught very strongly from the school, and fundamentally it is made to do, like I've heard in Japan, the kids come, they clean the school, they clean the room, they do all that, and only then they start the class. I feel this should be implemented strongly in all schools. So, just putting across my point. Please forgive me if there is something that I have said wrong.
Well said, Devaji. Thing is, we should be committed to the environment. First thing is, as I told you, unless until you committed yourself to the environment, as well as you feel that you are in the gamut of environment, at least in the, if you feel that you are in the environment, automatically you take care of the environment. As I told you, I have given you a small thing about your body, at least people don't know the functions of the body. See, though you are saying that there should be law and all, there is an act called Water Pollution Act. You have the EP Act 1986, Water Pollution Act 1981. So all these things, they say that if you go, pollute any lake or river or anything, intentionally or unintentionally, an industry is releasing, they are being prosecuted. They can be put in jail as per the EP Act 1986 Section 5. So here, what you have to learn is we should feel responsible. Individually, we have to feel responsible. Because if you go to the Western countries, you can see that how they think about protecting the environment. Whereas here, we know how to actually destroy the environment. Because, as you know, you must be seeing in the papers and other things, invariably they are just taking away the sand, water, we get the reports. But what for, just for the money. They don't think about the environment. For instance, once you are taking away the sand and other things irresponsibly, not 1 meter is allowed, but 20 meters, 10 meters, they go deep so that the water aquifer will be destroyed in the sense that it will not have water at all. That's the reason if you are going through the underground aquifer or the groundwater is depleting very fast, and by 2030 itself, 2030 itself, we will be having a crisis for the water. That's the reason people are also thinking that many a times that the sea water has to be treated, and people will be moving. At least 60% of the population will be moving towards the coastal area. That is the prediction by 1930. So we should take care of that. 2030, we should be taking care of this type of thing. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah.
Sir, I intervene, sir. I strongly endorse the opinion of Shweta because as we see, we don't feel responsible for any general things like our water or any resources. We don't mind. Even if we go in the street, if there is any tap open, if the water flows continuously, even we don't bother to call the municipality people. We don't mind because we never think that is our responsibility. That belongingness is very meager, particularly in our societies. I don't know why, but the main problem is that in our education system, in our curriculum also, we are not making any effort to incorporate these basic things. I mean, general commonsensical things. We run after the IIT, JEE, NEET, medical entrance. These are the only objectives of our education nowadays. But as she rightly said, from the childhood itself, from the nursery level itself, we incorporate these things in the curriculum. Let me say, in some other countries, we have seen in their basic, in the nursery level also, they have these traffic signals as a lesson, and how to walk on the road, that is a lesson for them. So these are all the common sensical, how to use water, and we don't mind wasting water. Is a crime in our country now. Most of the people, we utterly waste the water and we don't feel it. It's a crime. It's a crime against the humanity. So we need to work more on these issues, sir. Particularly, the state should take initiative and to incorporate these things in the basic curriculum, because in the single night, overnight, we cannot change the society and the thinking. So at least we can make the further generations to aware these things, so that there will be a better earth for the future generations. So this is my submission. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very
Is
much.
it,
I'll just add something here
sir?
that this particularly the environmental modules are being introduced for graduation, undergraduation, intermediate, even the medicine, engineering. Yeah, I taught in the engineering also. The thing is, they are taking it as a part. You know, they are taking it as a not a subject which can be given importance to that. You know,
Yes.
they just give credit, they will not have any marks for that, and the people will come and write, and the teacher has to pass them. You can just inquire the intermediate, any teacher in the intermediate. They will not teach this environment, but at the end of the before examination, main examination, they will conduct one test, and they will pass everyone. They will not teach also. See,
Yes.
this is not,
It is as if it is, yes, sir, as if it is like appendix in our body as a vestigial organ. No? In that way only the subject is treated, environmental subject.
yeah. Second thing is responsibility. See, we enjoyed our freedom. 1947, people have fought and they lost their lives, they have given their life, and they got our independence here. But the people are not feeling that they are independently thinking. No, they just don't think independently. If a mass person says that it is either it is connected to the religious or it's political, then only they will be accepting that. They will not feel that this is my land, my earth. I have to do something to this. I will prevent this type of what you call environmental pollution. They will never think. As I told you, I'll just narrate one small incident if you have time. Thing is, I conducted a environmental conference in St. Joseph's College, women, totally in the women's college. Mostly 200 people have attended on that particular day. When I have observed that most of the people, they left the food in their what you call plate, because it is some mostly chili and other things are there or something like that. They left it in the plate. I asked one of those people, nutrition people are there. I asked them to weigh that. When they weighed, it is 9.2 kgs of food that is wasted by 200 people. Then, when I requested them the next day, same lunch time, I requested them, please do not waste food. Please eat whatever you require, whatever you want, you eat it. Then I observed that it has come down to 1.2 kgs. That means 8 kgs of food has been saved by just one request to a couple of people there, or hundreds of people there. But when you say so much, see, today I just given some insight of environment. Today, probably they may have, if it is exam related or learning process. It's a process. They can learn through the Google, they can learn through anywhere. But following is very, very important. Whether you are implementing or not. For instance, I go to a party, I will drink water but leave it at least half or one bottle. Yesterday only the IGNOU edition, the Sunday edition had come. Please read it. If anybody knows about that, please read that edition, so that you will know how much of water is being wasted, how much of natural resources is being wasted, how much of solid waste is being produced just because of water, just because of this bottled water. So we are not thinking seriously about this type of problem. Thank you. I think I take a lot of time, but
No, sir, no. It is our privilege to have you there. So we don't get generally this kind of opportunities, even for our students also. And
I thank Dharmarakar for giving this opportunity to be with people.
I should really thank Dr. Pawan Kumar, Faculty of Economics, who is behind this success. And I request Dr. Pawan Kumar to speak a few words.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful lecture. So, Ramakrishna sir, they are giving a lot of information to the how we are protecting our environment and how we have to change and how we have to thinking. So what type of practices they are made in the present, and so this is a lot of information they are giving, sir. It is a wonderful webinar, sir. It is very helpful to the all youngsters and all academicians. So thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Ramakrishna Rao garu, if you permit us, I will keep this lecture in our RC YouTube channel, sir.
Sure. I can share. I think I already shared. I think if not, we will send it to you. Please give your whatever email ID so that we can send it, because it's the last year. It will not come in your WhatsApp.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And any student, any other student to speak?
Yeah, questions. Anyone? Because I would love to answer.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So I think nobody is there to ask any question. And anyway, sir.
Even the meetings we conduct on webinars and also in this type of things. Even classes I used to take during the COVID time. Many times observe that people will log in, then they disappear. So things are also like that. But I know everybody is interested in this type of things.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Somebody is raising how about Rosie Chetana or Vijay Abraham? Where is it? Any questions, please? Vijay Abraham, Rosie Chetana, are they available?
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. I once again thank you, sir, on behalf of Indira Gandhi National Open University, Regional Center Visakhapatnam. Thank you for kindly accepting our request to give a lecture on this particular topic. And in future also, we will take your services, sir, your experience, your expertise we need for several occasions also in future. And we will be in touch with you. And I also thank all the students for their participation in this event. And we will also try to conduct many more webinars like this in future. And I request all the students to join. I thank the academic counselors, Dr. Abraham, Dr. Pawan Kumar, and others for attending this program. Thank you all. Sir, thank you very much, sir. Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, Dharam Raju, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please don't hesitate to